Amanda here, and today we're going to be testing out a bunch of new makeup. These are all things that I purchased just because they interested me. I wanted to try them out, and I thought this would be a great way to just have some fun, let loose, play with some makeup, and just see how it performs in the moment instead of doing a bunch of in-depth wear tests and super info-heavy reviews. Sometimes it's fun to just put on some makeup and see how you feel. So that's what I'm gonna do today. I have a bunch of fancy schmancy stuff today. I have a MAC foundation, I have some blush from NARS, I have a couple things from Too Faced, and believe it or not, I purchased this very, very blue eyeshadow palette. This is the mini Triochrome from Natasha Denona, and I just went for it. I went for the blue today, so never let it be said that I don't just go for it when I go for it, because here we are. So we are going to go back in time to a bare-faced Amanda. I'm going to show you my skin close up first without any makeup on it. That way you can see the difference if you really know what the starting point is. And then I'll take you along my makeup application, and then I'll wrap up all my thoughts at the end.
Okay, so we're starting off with just no makeup on my face. I'm not going to wear any primer, although I have done my skincare routine, cleansing, moisturizing, sunscreen, Since my skin is already nicely moisturized and prepped, I'm not going to do any primer. I just want to see how this foundation acts on its own. And even though I'm not doing an in-depth review of the foundation, I'm not going to do a wear test or anything like that. I like you to see the blank canvas first. That way you can have a really solid idea of what the coverage and the finish looks like. We are going to start with the MAC Studio Radiance Serum Powered Foundation. I got the shade NC17, which, as it turns out, is a little bit too dark for me. It's not really the depth, though, that's the problem. It's really just how golden it is. I am a very neutral undertone, and I know it looks dark. Once it's on my face, it's not too bad. It's probably one shade, maybe a half a shade too dark, especially now because I don't have as much sun now that it's October. But trust me, once it's blended in and I get a little concealer on there, it actually ends up looking fine. I mean, you saw me at the beginning of the video, and this is the makeup I was wearing. I do think that it turns out shade-wise looking fine, but it's not my perfect match. This is the peril of ordering online, I suppose. So here's half and half. I just applied one small amount to half my face, and then I left the other side bare. That way you can get an idea for what the coverage and the finish looks like. Coverage wise, I would say this is like a light to medium buildable coverage, and the finish is very natural. I don't think it necessarily looks radiant in that it doesn't really look glowy. It doesn't look like I'm wearing highlighter on my face or anything. I do have very dry skin, so something that is more radiant, dewy, glowy, hydrating is going to suit my skin better than, say, a matte or even a satin finish type of foundation would. So this seems very natural finish to me, but that may just be because my skin needs something that's a little bit more radiant and hydrating. As you can see here, once I add the concealer and blend it out, the color really is fine. All in all, I feel very middle of the road towards this foundation. It's not my favorite, but it's definitely not the worst that I've tried. I just need to keep working with it, I think. However, one product I was very happy with is this Too Faced lipstick. The packaging is super cute, and the shade that I purchased is called Sweet Tea. This is a perfect your lips but better type of shade on me. It's really comfortable. It definitely has a tinted lip balm type of feel, but just with a little bit more staying power. I absolutely love it. Probably my favorite product of the day. And it was the first product I went back to the next day after filming this video. So I think that really says a lot. This is from NARS. It's the invite only mini afterglow blush set. This comes with 3 little mini blushes in shades that we have seen before Orgasm, of course, Dolce Vita, and then Orgasm Flush. I'm going to give you a quick little swatch here. I'm also sort of doing this for my benefit so I can figure out which one of these I want to wear. And I knew as soon as I saw this Dolce Vita shade swatched that it was the one I was going to go for because I am a sucker for a warm terracotta nude, and Dolce Vita is definitely delivering that shade that I really like. So I started off with this stippling brush. This is my ColourPop stippling brush. That is my favorite liquid blush and also Super Shock blush brush. It wasn't really doing it for me here. I felt like it blended away all of the color, and I was expecting a really intense pigmented payoff because that has been my experience with NARS liquid blushes in the past. So I did find that I was getting a better pigmentation out of blending with my finger, but I think you can tell a little bit on my cheek here that it started to make the foundation underneath kind of patchy. I definitely noticed that my finger was getting a buildup of my foundation on it. So this was definitely disrupting the color of the foundation underneath. So I will give these another try, but I was not really happy with them. I think this was probably the most disappointing product of the day for me, possibly because I had such high hopes. I do love my NARS blushes, so I really thought these were going to be great. And they were just kind of meh for me. A very unexpected L for NARS blush and a very unexpected W for Too Faced Mood Crush Out of This World highlighter. I'm using the shade Shooting Star. It's a very soft champagne gold. The compact is beautiful, typical for Too Faced. They definitely kill it in the packaging department. And I am a sucker for a celestial theme. You've probably noticed that about me if you've noticed all the rings I wear and all the things I love. I love this. It glided on beautifully. It took no work. It was definitely the best thing that I put on my cheeks today, which I know isn't saying much, but still made me happy. It's glowy and bright without being glittery and too in your face. It was super easy. Definitely the Too Faced products were the winners of this video for me. And since today's video theme apparently is unexpected, here's me with an all blue eyeshadow palette. I really just wanted to break out of my comfort zone. This is typically not the type of palette that I gravitate towards. I'm not huge on Natasha Denona palettes in general, just because her larger palettes are quite expensive. But this was a mini palette, and I just felt compelled. I don't know. I was feeling crazy. I wanted to just do something different. I wanted to try something really out of the box. And I don't regret it, but I probably would not repurchase this palette. The shadows perform just fine for me, but I do feel like I could have absolutely created this exact same look with other shadows that I already have existing in my collection. Now, of course, we have to acknowledge the fact that I have an insane, abnormal collection of makeup because this is my job. But I definitely don't feel like this is a need for me. I don't feel like this is really adding a lot to my personal makeup collection. Also, I'm not really a big blue eyeshadow wearer. It's sort of the last holdout of colors that I just still don't really gravitate towards. I don't hate this palette. I think as far as a blue monochromatic palette goes, I like the tones. I think there's a decent variety. There's enough contrast in here that I do think I could get a good 3 or 4 different looks out of it. But I just don't really feel like it's worth the coins that I spent on it. I could probably do a very, very similar look with my ColourPop Blue Moon palette, where, you know, some of my singles pull together a couple blues here and there. It's fine. I don't hate it. I'm glad that I just tried something different. Having this all blue palette really forced me to do a very, very blue eyeshadow look. And, you know, at the end of the day, it's still not going to be my go-to look, But if nothing else, I hope that this video is your sign to just try something that has been either intimidating or otherwise out of your comfort zone, just to try it out, because you may end up putting on all blue eyeshadow look and realizing that it's your favorite, it's your color, it's what you needed in life. And that sort of happened with me over time because I used to not like green eyeshadow. And as I reviewed more green heavy palettes, I started to realize that not only did I enjoy it, but it was really flattering color for me. And now it's one of my favorite eyeshadow colors to wear. So it can happen if you just let yourself experiment, let yourself go out of the comfort zone. So this palette ended up not really being worth my money, but it might be worth yours if this is the type of thing that you really want or need in your life. At the end of all of this, I think my makeup ended up looking really good, looking cute. I didn't have any major disasters or super flops. So I will consider that a win, just because every single product isn't necessarily my cup of tea or my perfect shade doesn't mean that it's a bad product. It just means that it's not a right fit for what I'm looking for. And this is also just my first impression. You're watching me try these things on for the very first time. So, as I try different application methods, different product combos, I may end up loving some of the things that weren't really my favorites. Probably more likely to happen with the foundation than the blush or the eyeshadow. I just need to give them another try. I'm all for second chances, especially with makeup. So, time will tell, and keep an eye out for things like my favorites videos and my future Get Ready With Me's to see if these products make their way into my beloved regular daily rotation.
Definitely had some hits and some misses this go around. The couple of things that didn't really work that well for me deserve a second chance. They're definitely going to get a second chance from me. For example, these little NARS liquid blushes, I will definitely try again with a different makeup underneath. Typically, I love my NARS blushes, and I have loved their liquid blushes in the past, so it feels weird to me that these were very underwhelming. I'm going to give them another shot. I'll try out the other colors. I'll put them over a different foundation and see if that makes any difference. Today, I think it looks just okay. It's not terrible, but as I was applying it, I noticed that it was disrupting my foundation underneath. It took a lot of building up to get to where I wanted, and I just was looking for a little bit more high impact. I like a lot of blush. I like a really blushy cheek. I was expecting a little bit more kapow from these. I'm going to give them another chance, but definitely not my favorite thing that I tried today. Same with this Studio Radiance foundation. Partially just my fault because I got a shade that's a little bit off for me. I don't think that it's necessarily too dark. I think it was the undertone more. It was just too golden. But I think what I'm going to do for next time is mix a little bit of this Studio Radiance with this LA Girl tinted foundation. This one is a little bit too light for me, but also a little bit too cool toned for me. And this is also a very gel serum type of formula. So I think these will work well together. Next time I try this, I'm going to mix in a little bit of this one. This is the shade Bisque. And this also has less coverage. So I think that these two will really balance each other out in a lot of ways. Because, I don't know if you can tell, I'm going to zoom you in. I do feel like this foundation just feels a little bit heavy in some spots. Like you can see it's kind of collecting already in my nose gap there. It just feels a little dense. I did put concealer over it as well, but I would just like to thin it out a little bit maybe. So I think mixing it with that LA Girl foundation is the way to go, and I'm probably going to have a much different experience if I just use it a little bit differently. My favorite things that I tried today are these two Too Faced products. This lipstick feels very much like a tinted lip balm, which is my favorite type of lip product. And I love the little heart-shaped packaging. I think it's cute. The shade is beautiful. It smells good. It looks good. Feels good. That's really what I want. Smells good, looks good, feels good, and has cute packaging. What more can I ask for? I also really like this Moon Crush highlighter. Now, obviously, I think that I have plenty of less expensive highlighters that are giving me this same type of end result. But regardless, I think the compact is pretty. It glided on really smoothly. It definitely gave me an intense glow without being too much, like a overwhelming glitter stripe on my face. It's silky smooth. The color's beautiful. The compact's cute. These are my big favorites for sure. And lastly, this little blue palette. Obviously, blue is just not my favorite eyeshadow color. I think that the eye look looks fine. It's not something that I'm gonna rush back to put on again tomorrow. I do feel that when I use this again in the future, it will be paired with another palette because I just don't love an all blue look for me. I love an all blue look for you. If you love an all blue look, I bet you look amazing. I bet you kill it. A lot of my friends here on YouTube are monochromatic blue eye look royalty, and I just don't think that includes me. I don't think that this looks terrible. I'm actually impressed with how much I actually like it. I have satisfied my curiosity with this palette. I don't know if it was worth the price tag. For me personally, I have plenty of other blue eyeshadow that I could use instead. So this just isn't something that I'm jumping for joy over. I think it's cool. I like it. It performs well formula wise. It's just not it just doesn't fit my style. It's not what I want and what I love. But it's fine. I don't hate it. I just don't love it for me. At the end of the day, I think my makeup ended up looking pretty cute. Didn't love everything, wasn't over the moon for everything, but nothing was a terrible disaster either, so I will take it. I would love to hear what you think about the products in this video. Have you tried any of these? Do you have a completely different experience with these products? I always love to hear what you think about things too, so make sure you leave all your thoughts down in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! I actually have ma'am. Triochrome. Triochrome. Nailed it. I might look like Mimi from the Drew Carey show, but I don't feel like I look like Mimi. And I think that's an important distinction to make. This is so cute, this little heart shape. I love it. I think the Too Faced products are the undisputed winners of this video. And I haven't said that in a while. I haven't really been going crazy for a lot of their releases. This definitely bodes well for the holiday stuff because I ordered some of their holiday pieces. Keep an eye out for that video. Hopefully I like that stuff as much as I like these. This highlighter is cute. Highlighter and lipstick. Is it lipstick or lip balm? Hardcore lipstick. Lipstick it is. Mm, 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 mm. I really expected more chromes from a Triochrome. So that's weird. I love it for you, but I don't love it for me. Did you see my sweater? It has little clouds on it. I've got mushroom earrings and my little cloud. I look like a Mario Brothers game. Remember the old school Mario with like the blue sky and the clouds in the background, and then I got my little mushrooms? One up. Okay. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'll stop talking now. It's so blue. I don't know. So tired. Got a lot going on. Got a lot of things on my plate. But you know what? I think I'm going to take a break. I think I'm going to go take a snack break. I need to step out of my office for a little while. And I've been in here for many hours. I ate my breakfast in here while I worked. So it's time to step out and go have some lunch and have a little brain break from my office. You feel me? Anyway, thanks for hanging out. I'm so happy that you're here. I appreciate you, and I just think that you're cool. That's really what it boils down to, and I love your face, and I will see you really soon in my next video in just like a couple days. So I'll see you there. Okay, bye.